You're listening to the Social Selling Simplified podcast. Stick around if you too are obsessed with learning things that actually work and believe that success leaves clues. We're all about identifying results-producing roadmaps and getting super clear on how to scale and grow your online business. From part-timer to president, social selling expert Ashley Shaw will help you connect the dots and take the guesswork out of what works to grow a social selling empire. It's time to hear from social selling legends, listen in on truthful conversations, and learn the best tips and tricks to reduce the marketing overwhelm so you can build the social selling business of your dreams. If you're ready to go all in, no holding back, and build the business you've always wanted, you're in the right place. Here's your host, educator, social selling guru, and fitness industry OG, Ashley Shaw.
Welcome to day 4 of the Cash Converting Challenge, guys. Welcome back. For those of you that have been here for all 3 days so far, we have a very exciting training plan for you guys. So we are going to jump in. So welcome, guys, to day 4 of the Cash Converting Challenge Masterclass. My name is Ashley Shaw, and I have been your host here, trainer, mentor for the last 4 days. And I am so happy for all of you guys that have been following along. And let me know where you're watching. Are you live or replay? Let me know in the comments. So I would love to know, guys, have you been getting value so far? Have you been finding the challenge valuable? And what has been your biggest takeaway? So what makes a challenge unique? What makes a challenge unique and I think different and more effective than any other strategy out there and available is it's the only framework that you're really helping people make progress in real time. You're delivering on the promise right now, not in the future. So that's what today is all about, how to get the right people to show up for your challenge. And there are a few quick things that I just want to make sure if anyone's here for the first time, this is like your day 1, right? So we're now into day 4. So some of you might have just got the email, jumping in now, seeing the posts on social. So you're just maybe jumping in. So you're not too late. You've made it just in time. All the trainings that are here for the last 3 days are going to be available to watch for replay, and they'll be in our private Facebook group. But all the training does come down when the group closes on Tuesday. So if you're here today for the first time, no problem. Just go back and you can watch day 1, 2, and 3. So you're welcome to catch up on past videos. Just make sure that you're officially registered karma.ashleyshaw.ca/challenge to make sure you have access to the live and the replays for the rest of the week. And the second thing is to make sure that you show up daily. Be here as if you've spent $10,000 to get access to this 5 days of training, because it is absolutely worth that. All the mentorships and the coaches and the master classes and masterminds that I've done is being poured into teaching you guys and all the training that you're going to be learning from and getting today. Okay. So just let me know in the comments, make sure everyone is ready to roll. You guys can hear me. I think we're all good. Just going to triple check here, make sure that I can see you guys commenting in the comments here and that the stream is good. Annalisa, can you just throw me oh yeah. Okay. Yay. I can see your comments. Okay, perfect. Just like to make sure. I've gone on before where mic hasn't been working or something happened. I am that person. If there is a tech problem that's going to happen, it's me. It always seems to be that way. So I am not techie, and that should be a good point in your back pocket to know you don't have to be techie to run challenges. You really don't. So let's dive in here, guys. To find your workbook, you're just going to look under featured. Day 4 workbook was just uploaded right before we went live here. So get your homework done. Make sure you take action in the moment. Okay. Post your homework in the group. There's a window of opportunity that happens when we're inspired. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When you're motivated, you always want to act before that window closes and before something can come and steal that motivation. And so for all of you guys that are here doing the homework, taking notes, making that transformation, I want to commend you guys, because that's what it's going to take, guys. It's going to take you guys to be fully here, to be transformed, to get and do things that you've never done before. It's going to require that you become transformed and become someone you've never been before. Okay. So a quick recap here, because we've learned lots of things. Time probably feels like it's flying by. And at the same time, you're making so much progress over the last few days. So maybe more progress in the last 3 days than in the last 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. It kind of has this unique situation that can happen when you stack all the right information together day over day. So on day one, I helped you guys realize that marketing has changed. The world has changed. Business has changed. I told you guys that there's a new way to market that has taken over, and it's the challenge model, because in one challenge, one well-designed challenge, you can accomplish every single objective on the value ladder to your list, to get more people to buy, to sell more of your product. And it really doesn't matter whether it's a low ticket offer or a high ticket offer or one-on-one coaching. You can sell whatever you want in a challenge. And as a reminder, we talked about consumers are skeptical because people are being let down all the time, especially online, by people making promises that don't follow through. And so the old way of marketing is not working as well. And it hasn't been for years, which could explain a lot of how you may feel in your business when you're talking to maybe your mentors, uplines, different things like that, that what they were doing, 8-9 years ago to get their business running, it's not working for you like it did for them. There's a reason behind that. Marketing has changed. So there are challenges that crush it over and over and over again, and some that just don't quite reach that up to that same level. And we talked about this yesterday, right? The idea of the big idea. So here's the distinction. The challenges that crush it have a big idea. And I want to help you get the big idea in this training. So maybe you've been thinking about this for 2 months, 2 years, but you just made a decision here on this challenge, which probably means you've made more progress in the last 2 days or than in the last two weeks, 2 months, 2 years or more. So you are on the right path to success here. So we also talked about the one method as a challenge. It when you decide, a decision creates focus. So it means instead of feeling like I got to post, I got to do my stories, I got to DM, I got to do all these things, you're going to invest time, energy into launching and growing your business and doing it via a challenge. So let me know in the comments, have you already made this decision? Let me know in the chat if you've already made a decision, because over the last few days, my goal here is to help you see the opportunity of focusing on something like a challenge that is a one size fits all and will really help you propel your business forward. So we talked about as well, not trying to chase 2 rabbits or 3 or 4. You're trying to launch and learn too many things at once. And that's going to be very difficult for you to ever get any momentum and traction. You have to learn mastery. So that's what I just want you guys to understand, what real momentum looks like. Decisions create focus, and the word decide means to cut off. When you make a decision, you're cutting off all other options, all other distractions, shiny things. So make the challenge your one thing that you're going to focus on and go all in on that. It is the quickest path to launching, growing, scaling online. And that was day 1, right? We talked about that. Day 2, we picked an offer and even just selling your recordings, right? Making it really simple. You can sell your recordings. If you're a multi-level marketer, you can just sell your product at the end of it. You don't have to create anything. And you might be thinking, oh no, but Ashley, I want to create. That's great. Do it later. Do the challenge now with what you have. Create something later. So there is a window of time as you step into this where you have faith and you believe. Okay. And the time to act is now when you have that belief. Okay. Because as you start to get further out from this, what's going to happen is your faith can begin to erode, right? And that 1% in doubt, you're out, right? The longer you delay, this is the exact same thing with customers, right? When you are talking to somebody and all of a sudden you're like, hey, we had such a great conversation. I'm not sure why they're ghosting me, why they're still not interested. Well, the longer that you delay and they delay that window, their faith and belief starts to erode. Then suddenly the thing that they used to be so confident in, or that you used to be so confident in, doubt creeps in and all of a sudden you don't believe it anymore or at all. And you're back to where you started, but even worse, because you're like, yeah, I have less faith about the future and I don't even know where I'm at. So my whole job here is to help eliminate distraction and delay. So I don't want you to go create anything new for your next challenge. I want you to use what you already sell, what you already have. Okay. So let's go on to the no BS method. So you don't need to create anything new. All you need is a free Facebook group. You could sell the recordings or products that you're already selling now. And then the other thing you could do is get on a one-on-one call, sell those products, and then get on a one-on-one call. And you're using PayPal, Venmo. If you're in Canada, maybe an e-transfer. You don't need fancy tools to make this happen. That's all you need. Okay. So we're going to jump into day 4. So I want you guys to put in the chat for me. How many guys brainstormed? You got a big idea, something you came up with, put it in the chat. Let me know how many big ideas you came up with. Was it 3, 5, 10? And if you just came up with one, that's great. All you need is an idea. So again, just thinking about when you come up with your big idea, what's the biggest problem that your customers have? What's their biggest desire? And another way to think about this is, do you have a new approach to something? Do you have a 3 or 5 steps process or system that you use? And then you could look at what is the sexiest step, the most exciting step in the process. I'll give you guys an example. One of the coaches I work with, she sells health and wellness products, and she picked the sexiest thing that she hears all the time about: intermittent fasting. And that's what her challenge is on. So you're just going to pick the sexiest thing, and you can turn that into a big idea as well. And the thing is, guys, you don't need a big idea to make money with a challenge. Literally every challenge that I have run, and with the students that I work with, any challenge they have run, they have made money. Now, when you have a big idea, it is going to be easier to get more people in and to convert more. But if you run a challenge, you will make money doing it. It's just as simple as that, because as you guide people along, you are building trust so much faster than just posting on social media. Just posting on social media is not an effective way to fully give people that transformation that they need to fully be 100% in on you. Okay. It's still an important part of the process, but it's not the trust building process. Okay. Let's not get that twisted. So today I'm excited for you guys, because I know some of you might have those feelings still of a few concerns of how this could actually work for you. And today we're going to eliminate any remaining concerns to get you to understand that this is your time to grow, scale any business, any niche, anywhere in the world with this framework. Okay. So today, being day 4, our focus is how to drive traffic to fill up your challenge for free. Okay. There are 4 types of traffic that we would refer to here: organic versus paid versus affiliate. So I'm going to talk about what all 3 of these things are. Okay. Let's start first with organic. So what do we know about organic? Organic is free. It is something that doesn't cost us anything, and it takes time to be nurtured and grow, but organic is free. It is a good way to drive traffic to a challenge. So there are a couple of different types of content that would be deemed organic and short form content. So we know about social media. And in terms of that, we know about Facebook, we know about Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter and LinkedIn, right? These are all social media platforms where you can post content, and typically it's in short form, and you can do images, little videos, shorter pieces of content, and then you get people to engage with that content. And then once you get people to engage with that content, you're going to channel them in to your challenge. Okay. So no more trying to sell people in the DMs. That just doesn't work, guys. And the thing is, like, you just come off as a scuzz bucket. Like, I'm just being real with you. You know it too. You feel it. You feel that feeling of uncomfortableness, and it's not your fault. You've been told that, like, yeah, this is the method. This is still the method. Guys, it's not. People, the old way of marketing, it worked because people weren't as cynical. They trusted everyone. Now, this whole method of trying to drive to a DM and try to build a relationship with somebody, they can see through it. It's not that suave at all. So short form content, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, all is going to channel into your Facebook challenge. Okay. Next step, we have long form content. So long form content is something that allows you to build a little more trust because you have more time with somebody. So we think YouTube, blogs, podcasts, writing a book, training and seminars, speaking. These are all things that allow you to have more time with somebody to build a relationship. So I think that the best place to start, if you're doing any of this, is if you're doing these things already, awesome. Drive people to your challenge. If you're not doing any of these things, totally fine. I just want you to understand the difference between short form and long form. And if you are doing all the things, great. Direct it all towards your challenges. So can you guys let me know, does anyone have long form content that is listening right now? Let me know in the chat if you guys have any long form content that you're currently running right now or working with. Okay. The next thing we have would be email lists. So the best kind of traffic is traffic we own. Okay. So what I mean by that is social media. If you wanted to reach every single person on social media that follows you, you could not do it. Right. The only way Facebook has sort of made it like you can tag at everyone and they'll get a little notification. Okay. That's cool. Not everybody checks their notifications every day. Right. So you don't own it though, right? Because ultimately they could just shut your account down and you're done. So you don't own that type of traffic. What email is something you own, right? So it's the difference between renting and owning. Owning is having an email list. So the best way to grow your email list is with a free challenge, right? Because everybody that is coming into your challenge, you can collect an email and then you can use it as a strategy to actually help them have the aha moments as the challenge is going on and help have a series at the end that is a follow-up series to tell them about your offer, right? So building an email list, if you don't have one now, totally fine. Start one. Definitely, you want to start an email list. And I prefer to see people build their email lists with challenges. So when you have your own email list, you can email or text if you get phone numbers whenever you want. That is owning it, right? Versus social media is not owning something. So make sure that you start an email list. You don't have to do this to do a challenge, but it's just a really good thing to do so that when you start running consistent challenges, you're collecting emails, because some people might not be ready the first challenge to buy, but other people will. And some people will need a couple challenges. But then you put that investment in and that trust in that building, they will eventually buy from you if you keep running your challenges, right? And building trust and rapport. So then next we have paid traffic. So this is where we really see the speed and scale. So when you're ready to go fast and scale, that's when paid traffic starts to be very, very helpful. It doesn't mean, okay, yeah, once you're doing paid traffic, you're going to ignore organic. Organic helps you determine what people are actually responding to. We use organic as a way to test things before we pay for them because we want it to perform well organically before we put money behind it. So there's a time and a place for both. Definitely there is. And then we have advertising platforms. So for those of you that want to go fast and want to scale big, paid traffic is a great place that you're going to want to consider. So some of the advertising platforms are Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So for those that want to go fast and want to scale, paid traffic is definitely something to look at. And you can literally do an ad budget of like $5 a day, like the week before your challenge to get people in. Like I was talking to a coach today actually, and what I said to her is like, yeah, you can go ahead and try to post every single day, like 7 days a week, and hope that the algorithm gods show your content to people. Or you can save yourself that time, do like 1 or 2 or 3 banging great quality posts, like even one is enough. And you can promote that for $5 a day. Would you pay yourself $5 a day to do a post? Sure, you would. So why not pay Facebook to show it to all those people and get people into your challenge instead of wasting time creating content that isn't that great, that isn't getting seen. So I just think that there's some really easy ways that even if you're not at the point that you're like, yeah, I feel super confident in this, like you just start small and you grow with that, like progress over perfection, right? Small steps. It doesn't have to be huge strides and huge ad budgets. You can start with organic. And then once you start to see like, oh, like I can see some posts are doing well, you can boost those posts and make sure that they are posts that are leading people back to your challenges, okay? To register for your challenges where you have an opportunity to show them the value and work with them and put an offer in front of them. Okay. Next one is affiliates. So there are so many places in the world that we live now that people are constantly searching for people that can speak and serve and add value. And all of these are amazing places to get affiliate traffic, and they're absolutely free. So one of the ways to think about this is when we think about we're sharing audiences. Okay. So when you share audiences, you have the ability to do a podcast interview, for example. Podcast interviews are a really like easy way to get in front of someone else's audience and speak to them. Right? There's all these different groups actually on Facebook. If you do a search, you can find like these podcast groups like Be a Guest, Find a Guest. And you can say, hey guys, I'm an expert on this. I would love to be on some podcasts. Then what you do is you go, they're going to ask you questions. It's not hard. You just answer them. And then at the end of it, you're going to say, hey guys, if you want to learn more about this, go to ashleyshaw.ca/challenge. And I'm running a 5-day challenge on this exact thing. Make sure you sign up and we'll be training 5 days straight together. I'd love for you to be there. Like it's as simple as that. Okay, guys, podcast interviews are great. The other thing is free trainings. Put up your hand wherever there is an opportunity to do free trainings where you share the same audience. I know back in the gym days, we used to do these lunch and learns at all these different companies, and they were great because that company wanted their people to be healthy, and we also wanted that for them. So it made it really easy to say, hey, I would love to do a training for you guys on, healthy, let's just say like ergonomic setup of the way that you work in your desk and all those things. Like whatever your specialty is, like think about what does that company want that you want as well. So maybe their employees want, like they need more energy. Like if they feel more energetic through the day, they're going to be more engaged. So could you teach something on energy, right? So just always thinking about what are the things that you guys have in common that you could teach upon. Live events are great, or virtual events too. As you start putting yourself out there more and more and looking for these opportunities, there's tons of Facebook groups that are always looking for this type of expertise. And you don't have to be somebody that has done a ton of speaking events. You just have to be able to teach something, right? And with the education that you get from where you're at now, you have something to teach. And if you don't, then we're going to help you out with that and make sure that you have something that you can teach if you are in the health, wellness, nutrition, women's health space. Okay. So those are a couple of really great places to consider in terms of affiliates. Okay. So next, the thing that I want you guys to remember is that you always want to look for the win-win. So first of all, the customer has to have a win first. Then you have to think about it. How does that other person that, let's say, is hosting you on their podcast, how do they win with this too, right? Is you bring the value. That's how they're winning. Put them next and then put yourself last. If you do this, you will develop an incredible reputation in the industry. So focus on building relationships and providing value to customers and partners. Serve, serve, serve in that way. Okay. So traffic is, there is so much traffic out there already, guys. You just need to cast the net. So hopefully you're starting to see that there is a ton of opportunity, right? And traffic is not the problem. Traffic is not the problem. So don't worry about traffic. Don't worry about people coming to your challenge. There are, 8 billion people out there? Traffic is not the problem. The problem is, are you even casting a net? Are you even saying, hey, this is the framework I'm going to use. I'm going to drive people into it. The problem is most people do not cast a net. They spray and pray. They hope by throwing little bits of bait out there and hoping to scoop them out one at a time, right? Whereas casting a net is doing a challenge. It's gathering a whole bunch of people with the same desires and catching them all at once. Okay. So next I want to talk about what I did with just organic traffic. So 100% just serving my audience. Okay. It resulted in 10K months. So I was serving. That's what I was doing. Just trying to get in front of as many people as I could. And virtually is going to be the way. Back in the day, this was like in person, but there are many ways that you can drive traffic, and organic works. When I first started my business, this is how I was doing it organically, like not paying for any ads, but 100% being focused on finding people I could serve. And then things add up. They can really, really quickly. So when I added ads onto things, we went from, it was like, I pulled the numbers to show you guys, like 25K a month. And then in 6 months, we did 80K adding ads on. So this was our month in January 2020, about 25K. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to run my first challenge. And I have always served people in the health and wellness and fitness industry. So I decided, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run my first challenge. And we did 81K. And that was in August. So guys, life can change like that. You just have to take the first step and stop telling yourself the BS stories about why you can't do this, because it's not a truth. It's a belief, and it's holding you back from your true potential. Okay. The numbers don't lie. This is what is possible with effort and momentum moving in a positive direction. Okay. It's all about positive direction. So what really made this happen? Well, what made it happen is that I had a belief and a dream, something that was so real in my mind. It was like it already happened. And this actually came to me. I had a dream one night. I was living out in Victoria, BC. And I had this dream that I started this company called the Fitness Leader Institute. And I saw all these trainers and leaders and people that were developing and giving to the fitness community, fitness and wellness and health community. And I knew as soon as I woke up that morning that was my calling. That is what I needed to do. And the reason I share that with you guys is because when you can all of a sudden convince yourself that something, you already know the feeling of what it feels like to do what you want to be doing, you will not have any doubt about that belief anymore. So it's like practicing, and maybe this is through meditation, maybe it's through visualization, maybe it's through daydreaming, however it is, picture yourself in the life as if it's already here, as if it's already happened. Because what starts to happen is when you can vividly already feel those emotions, then your body has no choice but to believe it's already happened, and you will take a different action because of that. So know that that is the key. You have to stop holding yourself back. It's like having your foot on the gas and on the brake all at the same time. Okay. So the key is not just spending time and being busy. It's about investing it in the right places. And that quote is by Stephen Covey. So if you have right now more time than money, if you have more time than money, let me know in the comments. Don't be shy. If you've got more time than money, put it in the chat. Okay. And if you've got more money than time, let me know. Put it in the chat. Okay. So if we have a lot of time and no money coming in, we're not focused on the right areas, right? That's what that would tell us. And if we're busy in both, we got no money and we got no time, we are definitely not focused on the right things. Okay. So to be broke in time and broke in money simply means you're just following the wrong path. And if you're doing a bunch of things and it's not equating to any money, you are definitely just following the wrong path. That's all. Okay. So we don't want to be wasting time doing things that aren't equating to something that our time not only feels valuable, but we're paying ourselves what we are worth. And no one else gets to determine what you are worth. Okay. You get to determine what you are worth, and you should be paid for your knowledge, not based on an hourly wage. Okay. So it's not a numbers game, guys. It's a trust game. And here's the wrong way to go about it. Okay. The wrong way, and most people might do this. It's like cold DMing people over and over and over and over again to try to get them to join you. And I'm not saying some people can't do it and it's not effective and they have their own skill set. But for most people, guys, it's a trust game. It's not a numbers game. So you don't want to get your account blocked, which can happen. So don't be spamming people and trying and saying like, oh yeah, I'm building relationships this way. Give them trust. Go through and make a challenge, do a challenge for them, and provide value in that challenge. Okay. So it's all about batching. When, you go to, this is why a lot of us end up batching when we want to eat healthy, right? Because it just ends up saving a whole bunch more time. So you can do a lot more and save a lot more time by doing a challenge, right? Because you've got that week of concerted effort in building trust. And around that, you are getting people into your challenges. So it's all leading somewhere. Okay. So doing things in batches, everything will connect together when you start to work that way. All of your effort will drive towards the same goal. And then you can just rinse and repeat. Once you find a great challenge that you love doing, then you can evergreen it, which simply means like in Facebook, it's amazing. You can save all your posts. And then every time you go to actually launch, you're just retrieving that post and posting it. And if something is time sensitive or it has a date in it, then you can edit that. Right? So this can eventually be, without any tools or anything crazy, this can be making passive income for you in the background. Okay. So homework for today. What would you be shooting for if you couldn't fail? Let me know in the comments. What would you be shooting for if you knew that you couldn't fail? How can you serve your audience? Okay. And what can you share? You only need to be fourth grader level, because a third grader already thinks you're a superhero. Okay. It doesn't have to be something big and crazy. In fact, that belief that, oh, it's got to be this whole new thing, like literally, guys, there are people in this world, and I know some of them very well, that don't know, like every day I hear from them, I don't know how to get motivated. I just don't know how. Is a potato a vegetable? Like, guys, it's serious. It's a thing. Okay. There are many people out there that are that level and even lower than that in terms of their knowledge. They need help. They don't want somebody that is super sophisticated that cannot connect with them. They only want someone that's one or two steps ahead of them. Okay. I'm serious. Don't hold yourself back because you think you need to know more. In fact, people don't want to know everything. They just want to know what they need to know. Okay. So go and find your homework. It's in the Facebook group under guides. You will find the recordings of the video, and then under the featured tab, pinned to the featured tab there, you're going to find your homework. And in terms of next day, what's in store for us in the Cash Converting Challenge? We're going to finish strong. We're going to talk about what to teach and how to sell on your challenge by selling by serving tomorrow. And guys, I want to make sure that I give you a little bit of a taste for what's going to also come later today or tomorrow. There's going to be an option for you where if you don't know what to do for content and you are in the health, wellness, nutrition, anything to do with women's health related space, we have an option for you that is completely done for you. So I'm going to share more about that tomorrow. And if you are somebody that is in a completely different niche and you want to be building your challenges from scratch, we also have something for you as well. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you so much for being here on day 4. I'm super excited to read all the comments, how you guys are doing. Keep me in the loop, and we'll be right back here for day number 5. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks for taking the time to level up today. If you're ready to commit to personal and professional growth, move forward, make money, and grow your health and fitness business, head to my free community on Facebook, Business Bootcamp for Fitness Coaches, so I can support you every step along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you right back here next week on Social Selling Simplified.